Welcome to the Wokest Warren, where we have the wokest discourse. I am having a hard time this morning because of an incident that happened last night. And so I'm going to process this incident in this video. You know, when they talk about the fucking brown shirts coming, like, I always imagine it to be some strangers, but like kind of some like NPCs dressed in brown shirts. Like, I imagine these German youths. And it turns out that's not how it happens at all. It's someone you know. So, I'm gonna try to do my best to tell you what happened last night, but it was traumatic, so I don't know if I'm gonna get like chronological order right or whatever, because you know, memory is crazy. So anyway, I was sitting here last night with my boyfriend. His brother shows up. And his brother is having some kind of mental episode. And he's drunk. And he comes in, doesn't knock, just comes straight in. I don't know why the fuck we had the door unlocked. That's not gonna happen again. But he comes in and he's like shouting at my boyfriend about something that doesn't relate to me at all. So I'm just sitting there and he starts in on me and he's like, shut up, shut up, shut up. And I'm like, whatever, this isn't about me. And then he starts screaming about how I'm a Marxist. And that means I hate cis white men. And I'm like, what? No, it doesn't. And I was like, well, Karl Marx was a cis white male. And I spend all my time with white men. So I don't see... I don't see why you're insisting that I hate cis white men. And he's like, you hate me, you hate me. And I was like, actually, I don't hate you. Like, I don't even know where this is coming from. And he's like, I watched your videos on Facebook and you hate cis white men. And it's like, the more he's talking, the more that it's like I've heard some of the things that he's saying before out of other people's mouths, and it's like code words. Because I keep asking him to give me some example of like something that I said that made him feel bad. I was like, okay, so what video are you talking about? Like, what made you feel bad? And he's just like, you hate me, you hate me. He's like totally unreasonable. Then he starts in on this white supremacist shit. And he's like, white people only make up 8% of the world's population. So it's like simultaneously he's talking about like white supremacy, but then also white people are this beleaguered minority. Like, both things can't be true at the same time. But whatever, the white supremacists don't. They just whatever, throw spaghetti against the wall to see what sticks. So he's like, God damn, this was so traumatic. So he's like, you need to uplift your white knights. And I was like, what? Like, white knights? What is that about? You know, and like at one point he was saying something about Marxism means that I don't like men that lack melanin. Like, he was trying to say that I like to have sex with black men. And I was like, well, it was more like exclusively. Like, it's like you like to have sex exclusively with black men. And I was like, well, I have sex with little white men. I don't know what to tell you. Most of the people I have sex with are cis white men. And then he was like screaming about Marxism, and it was so intense. Like, we were trying to hold it together because I wasn't gonna call the cops, because like that would suck. I don't like cops. I don't want cops around. But it was definitely a call the cops type of situation where, like, I needed to call fucking somebody. Fucking somebody. And so I had already decided I wasn't going to call the cops. I was like, we're just going to, like, ride this out, this tirade of abuse. And then, so I'm sitting on the bed. It's a studio apartment. So there's a bed in the middle of the apartment, and I usually sit there and read. And that's where I was sitting when he came stomping in the door. And he comes up and pushes me and says, get down on that bed, cunt, and put your legs up in the air. And I, like, pushed him back, and I was like, fuck off. Don't put your hands on me. And then I said to my boyfriend, I was like, are you gonna let him disrespect me like that? And my boyfriend was like in shock. I mean, I'm not criticizing him at all. It was very shocking, and it's very difficult to know what to do when someone storms in your house and starts on a white supremacist tirade and then sexually assaults your girlfriend. So, he was like, dude, fucking get off her, fucking leave her alone, whatever. And he just kept screaming and was like complete nonsense. And my boyfriend's like, yeah, he's drunk. He's probably on cocaine too. And he just kept saying weird shit about Marxism that made no sense. But it was like something he heard on Tucker Carlson or something. And I just we just started fucking laughing. Because, I mean, you gotta prepare yourself. Now that I've been through this, I'm understanding, like, the potential pitfalls. When you get attacked by Nazis, it's very, very difficult not to fucking laugh at them. Because they're so fucking stupid. But it was really intense, you know? So it's like, I just was, like, laughing and laughing. I'm, like, trying to laugh quietly because, like, I'm still concerned at this point that he's gonna, like, punch me or, like, hit me or whatever, and I just don't want my face broken. Like, I mean, he was pretty fucking worked up, and if he hit me in the face, like, that could, like, fuck up my whole face, and I don't need to deal with that. So I was trying to hold it together, but I just started fucking laughing, and my boyfriend's laughing, and we're just laughing, because it's so fucking stupid. And he was like, you need to encourage your white knights. Oh my God, there was so much shit. I can't even remember it all. It'll, like, I'm sure it'll come back to me throughout the day. But, yeah, okay. So what did we learn from this scenario? Well, when they fucking come for you, when the brown shirts come for you, it is not going to be a stranger, and they're not going to be wearing a Nazi uniform. It's going to be some member of your family or, like, your neighbor. Speaking of which, like, we have to, like, go apologize to the black people who live downstairs about this insane white supremacist shit that happened last night. I mean, it's not even really, like, my place to apologize for it, because I was a victim of the whole fucking situation. But, like, if I were them, I would be, like, getting, like, my gun out. That's how, like, I've said before how I don't have a gun because I'm mentally ill. That was the type of situation last night where if I did have a gun, I probably would have used it. I mean, if somebody comes into your house and starts attacking you, like, what else are you gonna do, you know? So the fact that I don't have a gun and I had to use my brain power, I didn't use my brain power. I was, like, actually trying to empathize with him because he was, like, clearly hurt. So anyway, he leaves, and then me and my boyfriend are sitting there, and we're like, oh shit, like, did that just happen? And we start trying to process it, and the fucker comes back because we didn't get up and lock the door. And he's like, no, I did lock the door. He was pounding on the door, and he's like, oh, knock this door in. I left my phone in here. And my boyfriend's like, you did not leave your phone in here. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. And I just was like, you need to kick his ass. Like, that's exactly what I said. It was like ass-kicking time. Because when someone comes over your house and fucking assaults your girlfriend, and, like, no. Like, no. And I wasn't mad at my boyfriend for not kicking his brother's ass up to that point, because he was pretty, like, fucked up on drugs, and it would have been, like, a physical fight. Like, it would have been, like, you know what I'm saying? And, like, his brother's a pretty buff guy, and it would have been, I believe that my boyfriend would have been victorious in the end, but it would not be fucking easy. Well, anyway, he, like, was like, get the fuck out of my house. And so his brother fell over at one point because I think my boyfriend pushed him into, like, the space heater. He pushed him backwards into the space heater. Dude. So then he left again. And then I was like, okay, I need to leave here. I can't stay here. Because what if he fucking comes back again? Like, this is violence now. This is, like, really intense. So I'm like, okay, I need somebody to come and pick me up. But, like, everybody I knew was, like, indisposed, you know what I mean? Like, my family members I usually call were at a wedding, and, you know, people were at work, but, so, interestingly, I didn't try Lyft or Uber because my boyfriend says that Lyft and Uber does not actually take rides from the part of Warren that he lives in. So, like, you can go on there and look for a ride and nobody will come to this neighborhood to pick me up. So I was thinking about, like, walking to the bar and then calling for an Uber from the bar. And then apparently his brother called on the phone and they had some kind of, like, phone conversation. And, I don't know. I called my boyfriend's sister-in-law. Well, I texted her. And I was like, you know, he was just here fucking going crazy. And she was like, oh yeah, when he fights with, you know, his romantic partner, he gets like that. And she says, I've had to throw him out 3 times for this shit. And, like, dude, he needs to be on some fucking medication. And he needs to not do fucking drugs. Like, I just, I don't know what to say. It's pretty intense. I'm having a pretty intense morning. And, like, my brain is, like, everything that I was supposed to do today, work, like, zap. I can't, I don't know what to say or do. I really don't. But yeah, you could just be sitting in your little studio apartment, minding your own business, and some fucking dude crashes in your house and it says, lay down, cunt, and put your legs up in the air. Fucking A, dude. Like, whatever. I am 50 years old. Like, do you think you're gonna talk to me that way? Like, I'm glad it didn't get to the point where, like, I started beating his ass. But I just didn't think that that was good. Because it's a very small apartment. And if I jumped in, first of all, I'd get my ass kicked because he was, like, amped up on drugs. And secondly, if my boyfriend was going to successfully kick his ass, I needed to, like, get out of the melee area. Jesus. This is crazy. All right, I'm going to pause for a minute and see if there's anything else I want to say. I need to process. Yeah, so my advice was going to be, like, all these people that you know, like, through your friend and family network, you need to understand that these people are no longer safe. And probably don't invite them over. And if they break into your house, you should have a gun. You should definitely stand your ground. This is totally fucking unacceptable. But the interesting part is, like, the whole time I just felt, like, empathy. Like, I couldn't figure out where he was coming from. I really could not figure out why somebody would insist that I hate cis white men when I really don't. But then when he started talking about, you know, all this other stuff, and then my boyfriend's sister-in-law was like, oh yeah, he's fighting with his romantic partner. Yeah, it didn't have anything to do with me. It was like he was mad, and he's like, my brother's a Marxist, and I'm gonna go to his house and assault his girlfriend and yell at him for being Marxist. So we're now to the point of fascism where like, you have to break up with family members. I'm sorry. This is where we're at for your safety. I mean, if you want to do some kind of tactical strategy that involves like infiltrating these fucking people, that's fine with me, but have a plan and know what you're doing. I just need to fucking get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Thanks for listening.